Thank you, Seekers. I'm Nick. This build is one that has been by very, very popular demand. We built a nice, let's call it a moderately powerful gaming PC in the Silverstone LD03. You guys asked for it. We built it. It's featuring the i5 9600K and the GTX 1660 Super. So let's get into it. Like usual, these PC builds aren't permanent builds. They're basically just showcase builds to show you what's possible with a little bit of inspiration so you can build a PC of your dreams. Yeah, they're just basically here to inspire you. So with all of that said, here's a little bit more inspiration. It's time to engage cinematic mode. Let's go. It's the peel time. Claire, do you reckon we're going to get a good peel?
Yeah.
You reckon?
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's see what happens. I've been praying for a good peel lately. We haven't been able to get it, so let's see what happens. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm not sure if you could hear that, but it was pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a pretty satisfying peel. Ooh. Ooh. that's pretty nice. The sound's not there, but the motion is beautiful. There you go. It's all peeled.
Ta-da!
Should we go back to the cinematic stuff?
Yeah.
Alright, do that. Okay, let's have a little bit of a chat about the LD03. Now, there's a few things I don't like about it, and the first thing is, for an ITX case, it's pretty big for an ITX case, I'm not gonna lie. The crazy amount of glass is really cool. It actually reflects light pretty nicely, and yeah, if you're going for an aesthetics focused build, I would definitely say yes to this case. Thermally, it's okay. It's not great. It could be better, but at the same time, it's a box of glass with that's full of RGB. Now, with saying that, the RGB strips that I added to this are ones that I added. They don't actually come with the case. There's no included RGB fans with it at all, and yeah, it's okay. Yeah, cable management can be a little bit tricky given that there's no channels for cable management at all, and you just have to be a little bit creative. What I did actually was I hid most of the cables in this top section here. There's a little hole on the bottom that has all the front I/O coming out, and I just jammed it up there and had a little go at it. Overall, I think the LD03 is okay. For an aesthetics focused build, I think it's probably pretty nice. From a practical standpoint, not so much. All of the I/O and stuff comes out of the top, which can be annoying, but I mean, if you're buying a case like this, and like with most ITX cases, you know what you're getting yourself into when you're going ITX. Now, one thing of note as well, it only supports SFX power supplies. You can't actually fit a normal size power supply in it, which is a bit odd given the size of the case. And if you look like to our last build video with the Cougar QBX, that's a smaller case and that fits a full-size power supply. I don't know why they didn't do it here, but overall, yeah, it's okay. You know what time it is. You want to see how it did. We ran our regular suite of benchmarks so you guys can kind of compare this to all the other builds on the channel. So with all of that said, benchmark time. Let's go. Okay, let's go. The LD03 is probably a case that I wouldn't personally choose, but I do see the appeal of it. It's not too expensive in terms of ITX cases. How much was it going for, Claire? 135? 135 Australian dollars. It's not super. 145 Australian dollars. So it's not super expensive. I'm going to say that's around 100 US dollars. And for an ITX case, yeah, like I said, it's fairly decent value. There are a few things I wanted to just mention and just kind of plant the seed in your heads. If you're building a super high-end build with this case, don't do it. This is kind of one of those cases that you really need to plan your hardware out in. So I've seen that other channels have done like 2080 Ti's and crazy hardware, but I still wouldn't recommend doing it in this case because you only have one fan for intake and one for exhaust. There's not a whole lot you can do with it thermally. Just my thoughts. If you're interested in any of the parts in this build, there is a PC part picker list in the description, like usual. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, you know what to do, and tell us what you hated about it, and tell us what you thought of the LD03. You guys know how I feel about it already. Once again, thank you so very much for watching. I'm your boy Nick with Gear Seekers. You peek, we seek. And yeah, like I just said, I really want to hear what you guys think about this case. I personally wouldn't use something like this because of the layout, and it's kind of in a weird section of the market where you can't really put a lot of storage in it, and the storage that you are going to put in is going to be probably M.2 or maybe one SSD, and the case is just so big, but you can't do that much with it. It's definitely one of those cases for a showpiece or like something that you would consider art. I might revisit this and do a custom loop in it, but yeah, that'd be pretty interesting actually. Let's see how we go. Thanks for watching.